Compare with margin. What do we have to do? We have to create a function, close compare, that accepts three parameters, a, b, and an optional margin. The function should return whether a is lower than, close to, or higher than b. Please note the following. When a is less than b, return -1. When a is greater than b, return 1. And if margin is not given, treat it as a 0. And assume that the margin is a positive integer. Okay, and here we have an example. So here we have a which is less than b, and normally you should return -1, but in this case the margin is 3, and the difference between a and b is 2, and that's less than 3, and then you should return 0. It's kind of an exception to the rule. And here we have a second example. Again, a is less than b, but the margin is 0 in this case, so you should just return -1. How to go about this? It's always recommendable to start with the exception, and what we have to do is to subtract a from b, or b from a, whatever. So what we have to do is to use the absolute function, a minus b, and as you can see here on this website, an absolute value is a mathematical construct to compare two integers with each other and to just report the difference between them. And this difference should be equal or less than the margin. And in that case, you should return 0. Oh, by the way, before I skip it, you can see here in the test cases that if a and b are equal to each other, you should also return 0. So we can add that here, or a is b with double equal sign. And then we go back to this conditions right here. Else if, elif, when a is less than b, return -1. A less than b, return -1. And lastly, when a is greater than b, return 1. Elif, else if a is greater than b, return 1. Oops, that's a typo. Return 1. Okay, let's attempt this. Let's see if it works. We are missing one required positional argument. Oh, well, yeah. As you can see in the first three test cases, the margin is missing. And to actually create a optional argument, you can assign it a standard value, a default value, I have to say. Yeah, let's choose for 0, because you always have a positive integer. Yeah, the margin is always a positive integer, so we assign it the default value of 0. Let's attempt it again. And as you can see, that works out.